So I was talking about meditation and had some discussions around how to create those habits or how to keep them. There's some really great resources out there. Tinyhabits.com is great. BJ Fogg, Fogg, has some really good um, ideas around how to create habits. Essentially, there's three things you need, according to BJ Fogg. You need motivation, which obviously you have. In most cases, if you want to do something, you have motivation. That's not the problem. Uh, um, and you also need ability. So you need the ability to do something, or it needs to be easy or easy enough. And then three is the trigger. And the trigger is having a list that you see, somebody asking you to do something, have an alert. Those are all external triggers or internal triggers, which you can say, okay, every time I do X, then I do Y. Every time a certain thing happens, then I do this other thing. And those are the most powerful triggers, the internal ones, but they can be challenging to put in place. So I invite you to experiment a little bit with creating new habits where you focus not on the motivation, and when you don't do it, don't think to yourself, "Oh, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I want it hard enough?" Or whatever you say to yourself, because that's really not the problem. And look at the ability and the triggers. So a few examples are: in the morning you want to work out. Put your workout clothes right next to your bed. Put those on first. And then you basically have your trigger on you, and it's also easier to then work out because you have your workout gear already on. And like for meditation, to create a space that reminds you to do it, and it's also easy to do it within. And I'm really focusing on narrowing down and always experimenting on making something easier or training yourself so it's easier, and then working on what the triggers are. Just focus on that ability and that trigger, and you over time you will see better results, and you'll avoid the shame of, well, why didn't I do that? When you remind yourself, well, I didn't do that because it probably wasn't easy enough, or I didn't have the trigger. So good luck, and feel free to ask me more questions if you'd like to. Hope to see you soon.